are back with another video, and this is just going to be the video on to how to make the growth hair mask. So this is the rose water that I usually use, but I didn't have any more, so I'm going to use this one that I had around the house. And I'll leave everything in the description box and where you can get it from. Now, I don't use olive oil, but I do know some people do not like the smell of the Amla oil, so you can use half and half so the smell won't be so strong. And this is the Amla oil that we will be using. This is the one that I always use. Okay. And this is the tea tree oil that I will be using. I ordered this off of Amazon, but you can use the Spring Valley brand from Walmart. Either one. Really any brand is fine. And this is just the same boneless spoon that I always use for the mask. And our aloe leaf. I got this aloe leaf from Publix. They had two for $4. So I'm going to go ahead and start to just cut this up. And I'm not going to use the whole thing because I'm only using this mask on my daughter hair and also mine, so we don't really need that much. So I'm just going to use about this half of the leaf here. Okay. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just cut off the thorns that are on the side of the aloe, so it'll be easier for me when I cut it up. Excuse me, sorry. Okay, and I'm just going to continue to cut off these thorns here. And if you're just making the mask for yourself, I don't recommend using this much aloe. The amount of aloe that I use basically from here, if you put it in a measuring cup, it'll measure to about 1 cup. So I'm just using 1 cup of the aloe for me and my daughter hair. And if you want to learn more about this mask and how I apply it, you can check out my previous video and understand how I apply it and how many times I apply the mask. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut down the middle. And you want to be careful because aloe can be slippery. I don't want anyone to cut themselves. Okay, just cut. And while I'm cutting, you guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We have a lot of more videos coming soon. And also turn on your bell. That way you can know when we post. Okay. So that's just how the aloe look. And I'm just going to cut off that little piece there. And then you'll see I will start to scoop out the aloe with the spoon. This is the easiest way I have found to get the aloe out. Is just get a spoon and scrape it out into the blender. Okay, and then this is the blender that I'll be using. Okay. So you just get a spoon. Go ahead and just scrape the aloe out. And this can get a little messy, so just have paper towels or whatever around. So just scrape everything out of the leaf into your blender. Now, you don't have to blend your aloe. I just like to blend it only because when you use the aloe whole or just in the state it comes in, it does leave bits of pieces in your hair. And I really don't have time to sit there and take all those pieces out. So I just like to blend it. Now I do leave a few chunks of aloe and you'll see that whole. And that doesn't really seem to bother me, but if you just take this whole leaf and put it in your hair, it's going to leave a lot of bit of pieces of aloe in your hair, and you don't want that. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to go ahead and scrape all of this aloe out, and I'm going to do it from both leaves. Both leaves, we're just going to go ahead and scrape everything out. Okay, and you'll see I'm going to start to speed this up because we're just scraping the aloe from the leaf and into the blender. And you can use whatever blender. I have the Ninja, but you could use like a NutriBullet. It doesn't have to be a blick bender or anything. Just use whatever you have on hand, and just make sure you wash it after. That way, because you don't want your stuff to smell like olive oil or Amla oil. Just wash it right after you make the mask. Okay, and we're just going to continue to scrape. And please, guys, if you have any questions or anything, please don't be afraid to ask. Just leave it down in the comments below, and I'll definitely answer. Okay, so we're just going to continue to scrape everything off the leaf and into the blender. Like I said, it does get messy, and I'm just going to go ahead and take out these little bits of the leaf that I have in here. Okay, yeah, aloe is so slimy. Okay, and then what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and get ready to add in our rose water. Now with the rose water, I have Indian markets where I stay and I go and get these. You do not want, you want to make sure it's a 100% rose water, pure rose water, because they do sell rose water extract or rose water flavoring. You want pure rose water. So most of the time, the stores that you go to will have either one of these brands, and they are good. So we're just going to go ahead and place the top on and start to blend. Now, I don't blend too much because I don't want it too watery, because you already have the rose water in there. I kind of just want to get the aloe blended so it won't leave those pieces in my hair. So I'm going to go ahead and add in 1/3 of a cup of Amla oil, and I also added 1/3 of a cup of rose water. I'm sorry I didn't say that measurement, but I'm just using this. 1/3 of a cup. And this is enough for me and my daughter, so you can just cut it down if you're just trying to make it for yourself. Okay. And I only recommend leaving this in the refrigerator for about 1 or 2 days. After that, you need to throw it away. So we're going to go ahead and add in 10 drops of tea tree oil. Now, what I usually do is do my daughter's hair first, and then I'll do my hair the next day. The next day when I do my hair, I do go ahead and add in 10 more drops of tea tree oil, just so it can be stronger, because I don't want it to have so much tea tree oil on my daughter's hair. So I do her hair first, and then I go ahead and do mine. Okay, and we're just going to, and I'm not actually setting the blender, I'm just pulsing really until I get to a consistency that I like. This is kind of too slimy, so you'll see me, I'm going to go back in and just pulse some more. And it's just really your preferences, how you'll like everything textured. So okay, now that is good for me. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in my bowl. And I'll just recommend saving your bowl. This is the same bowl I use every time I make this mask. So, and I use the same exact spoon. Okay. And I'm just showing you here. And I'm actually going to bring up the bowl to the screen so you guys can see. And if you let it sit, the aloe will separate from the oil. but it's fine. Just give it a good stir. Now I'm gonna, like I said, I do like to add in chunks of aloe because I just love aloe so much. So you'll just see me add this in. And like I said, a little bit like this will not leave those little pieces and chunks into your hair, so you don't have to worry about that. And if it do, you know, it won't be a lot. It'll be like one or two. You can just take it out. So I'm going to go ahead and just stir that around. And then I'll chop up the aloe that I'll just put in there with my spoon. Okay, and this is how everything looks. And that's what I'm doing now, just chopping up the aloe a little bit with the spoon. And then I'll go ahead and apply it to my daughter's hair and also to mine the next day. Please keep it refrigerated if you're going to prepare it a day before. It will turn a little purple, but that's fine. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on your bell so you'll know when we post again. Bye.